I
The
hope
show is what she's talking about, folks. Hey, we're live.
I got a bad memory, folks. So Brad has to remind me what I do.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, well, we are live. We're about to do our little show, and what's really cool, DJ, is right now. You didn't know this, but right now, not only are we live on Welcome Partner Facebook page, but we are live on Spotlight pages um, in 3 different states, actually four. Um, New Mexico, West, of course, Texas, all over West Texas, the Panhandle, Oklahoma as well. So from Dallas to uh, the Panhandle of Texas and West Texas to New Mexico and parts of Oklahoma,
I was,
we're live,
I was
and
born
it's
in
DJ
Mexico.
and Brand. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
You know,
I,
so much is changing right now with the face of television and a lot of businesses out there have been suffering because of this situation in our country with overregulation and fees and such. That's what causes inflation. In case you don't know, it depends on what administration you're working with. Um, no shame, no blame, but the more you regulate and the more you fee people and fight farmers and fight anyone in small business, the more cost goes up and the more people suffer, except for those that are filthy rich. And so we want to invite you to be encouraged today and to know that there's always hope. And we're doing something new too with Live with DJ and Brant. We're in multiple states right now. Most people are on Facebook right now. And I've had more success with Facebook than I have television. I've done a lot of
well,
television.
of course you have. You know why? You know
Why?
why, don't you?
No.
Look at your face.
Ah, even with my
You're
new crew
pretty.
cut for my
You're
surgery.
pretty. You're so pretty. Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
love you, DJ. Yeah,
well,
I never would have sported one of these, and my wife said, "You better not change that." I thought, "Well, I had such long hair." And no, you better not. Okay, well, if you like it and other people like it, I guess I'll keep it.
main thing is if Christy's happy, we're all Christy happy.
That's right.
Yeah, we like keeping her happy. She's a good lady.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you introduce us because some people don't know who we are or what we are.
Well, this is DJ, uh, not me, but lovely DJ with her. That's actually a Texas flag vest, isn't it? With the sparkles, or just red, white, and blue vest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 4th of July, that's as close as I can get.
Well, let's see. Let's see. To know her is to love her. Uh, she's a musician. She's a comedian. She is a business entrepreneur. One of the successful, long-standing businesses in Amarillo, Texas. But her services can reach anywhere. Can reach where you are, folks. Because it's direct mail. And I've been in marketing gosh, over 40 years. DJ has been as well. And talk about making a comeback with direct mail. Ever since you had QR codes coming out, next thing you know, hey, we got to print these somewhere. Well, direct mail. And of course, boomers and extras, you love getting something in the mail. But we also love coupons as well. A lot of families need coupons more than ever. A lot of restaurants need to print coupons and mail them to people more than ever. And the cost of television hasn't really changed, but the cost of doing business has. So what's amazing, another thing about DJ is that she hasn't changed her prices since the 90s. And
1993. That's
yeah,
the last time we changed our prices, and the
yeah.
cost for the flyers go up. Uh, and
I
people
don't know
pay
how you do
us
it.
on flyers, but we just feel like a deal is a deal and we make it up in volume. So it works out really well. And we give industry exclusivity except for food, nonprofits, and events. but you know, like
But yeah.
beverages and food and all that kind of thing. But we work deals, but we work with ethical, honest businesses, and that's who we'd like to represent. And both Brant and I are published authors. And
Oh, yes.
when we first met, because y'all don't know us, so just, come on up and sit with me for a while. Let me tell you.
Come sit with us. Come spend some
Yeah,
time. Join the
we met
family.
we met over 2 years ago when
Mhm.
KGNC Radio was celebrating their 100th birthday.
Mhm.
And I had a lady that was in a civic club. She's a young lady, and she said, "Congratulations, DJ, on your 100th anniversary." And I said, "No, I'm not Cajun." Thanks. And I'm not 100 years old. I'm not near that yet. But that's when I met Brant Fricker, and I had seen Brant Fricker on television and thought, oh, he is so talented. He's so smart. He knows so much about
Oh,
so many
wow.
things.
I'd like to
And
meet this guy.
yeah, and he was there in person at the KGNC event
Ooh.
doing video. And I gave him my card. And I said, I really wanted to meet you. I didn't know you were in Amarillo. And you remember what you said? You said, well, sister, I think you're a hoot. Yeah, we ought to get together. And we found out that we're twins. We were just born
Yeah.
days apart.
Either resemblance.
I got here and I was born in New Mexico. Shipped.
Hey. Well, I actually had seen you on the Welcome Partner commercials too. And I thought, man, I'd like to meet her. And or really. And so when that happened, I knew it was a
Oh,
divine thing. But people need encouragement, DJ. Your background is comedy and music and publishing and writing and speaking and that's a lot of my background too. I interview celebrities and to me, everyone's a celebrity, an individual personality. A lot of the celebrities, especially the nicer ones, they know it's all marketing, it's all fluff, it's not real. This is real. Interaction is real. And we wanted when we talked about doing these, we wanted to do like the old time morning shows, folks. Remember those before everything was so commercialized and politicized and all that? Well, that's what we've been doing this for a while now. But people need encouragement. They need help too. And we can help a lot of people, not only with encouragement, DJ, but being marketers, having ad agencies. We help businesses, and we've helped a lot of businesses. You may be a small business and you need help, but you don't have a big budget. Oh, I'll help you. You got $12,000 a month. Well, not everyone has that. So we're able to help people that don't have a lot of a budget, or those who have a great budget. The more you got, the more you do. But it's interesting. You kind of get more splash for your cash, so to speak, with DJ and I. But I'm excited. We've talked about doing marketing seminars as well. When we talk about some of that, we'll probably talk a little bit about that today, because I personally know people that are suffering in their business.
mm-hmm.
And the first thing they usually cut's marketing. That's the worst thing to cut, because how you going to keep visible if you're not marketing? But hey, that's an age-old problem. During the Great Depression, though, Sears Roebuck and Company, they increased their advertising expenditures and became the number one source for everything, with their catalog that was mailed out to people who were struggling during the Depression. We should learn from 100 years ago, almost, but we don't always do that. But folks, don't cut your marketing. If you can keep it, you might need to reduce some of it, but please, for God's sake, don't cut it off, because you're literally, cutting the floor beneath you.
That's
And
so
no
true.
shame, no blame, but there's always something that we can do for you, even if you're limited. One of my books was Hollywood Marketing on a Mayberry Budget, and a lot of people have heard that or learned that. There's been seminars about that, and we hope to bring you some seminars as well. But this is fun. We've aired our show. We've done this for I would say a lot of episodes. but we've never been multi-city, multi-state live.
We're doing this today, especially like
Yeah.
I said, this is like a vacation for me. I'm getting to go a lot of places and I'm
Hey,
still sitting here. But one of the things that we've been doing together on our previous shows is that Welcome Partner has a free community news e-blast. And we've got people that used to live in Amarillo that still subscribe because they said it's like taking the local newspaper. Of course, that's a whole different story, but they want to know what's going on in the area. But I put in the news releases, the press releases from the police, fire, and all of that. No, I'm not trying to dig out. We had a plumbing problem, so just, stick with me here, pay attention, look at my face. Anyway,
sit with me, walk with me, sit with me.
but the e-blast, it's an avenue for me to use love and also humor. And so yesterday, one of the things that I was writing about is the fact that the United States is getting in some pandas now. They got two from Korea, and then they just got two from China, and they
Wow, really?
to this San Diego Zoo. And so basically,
I
all of
love panda sauce.
no, you listen to me, folks. Okay,
I'm
I
sorry.
was I was writing what I had found out is that pandas basically like to sleep most of the day, but when they're awake, they're eating. And that's pretty much what pandas do. And so I wrote in parentheses. So if you see something, if you subscribe to the e-blast, it's free. But I write comments in parentheses. That means I'm being a smart aleck. So after I wrote about
Let me.
pandas and how they like to sleep and eat all the time, I wrote in parentheses, I think my first husband was a panda. So, but we have stories about ourselves. And also this morning I had some stories about some amazing kids. There's a little girl in Oklahoma. She's 6 years old. She's a brownie, and she's raising money to buy more Girl Scout cookies so she can sell more Girl Scout cookies. And she had a ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce there, and her membership was $10 a year. And I thought, now she's forward thinking. What a smart little girl. I wonder what she's going to be when she grows up. Then there was a story about a little boy. He's 9 years old and he lives in Goodyear, Arizona. His name is William Miller. And they were having a lot of problems, and we have up here in Amarillo, of street racers. And so he put on a suit and tie and he went to city council. He went up before them and he told them how worried he was about his grandmother getting hurt or something because of all those fast cars going on. And he
Oh.
got his picture made with the mayor and everybody. And so as a result, they increased the police coverage in the areas he was concerned with. They added another stoplight and then put in another crosswalk, all because of this 9-year-old boy.
Whoa.
And
Wow. Making a
isn't that
difference.
neat? Yeah, those kind of
Yeah.
kids and what they're doing. And we love stories like that. So,
I love it. Well, you know what? You can make a difference. People you need look, Don Henley with the Eagles. I think it might have been one of his solo projects. That song Dirty Laundry. Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. People love that. If it bleeds, it leads, or if it bleeds, it reads. Depends on who you listen to. Folks, we don't do this to sell you anything. We want to bring you good news, good positive media. There's a psychological effect, and there is a cultural result when you have negative media all the time. And when you care more about money than you do people, then that's what you're going to do. We care more about people than money.
obviously.
Obviously. Obviously.
Hey, Brent. Hey, Brent, where do you want to go lunch? Well,
Yeah. Well, you know,
I've
the
got good
principle.
hands.
There you go. Well, the principles that we exude on these is universal, but it's also national too. Stronger communities make stronger cities. Stronger cities make stronger states. Stronger states make a stronger country. and stronger countries make a better world. Well, there's people who profit from your fear and from your demise, from your death, from your poverty, if you have it, from your division. And we are going against the tide when we put out a good old fashioned morning show style positive infusion of encouragement. That's what we're doing. So without apology, and no one's going to cancel us for being positive. We don't worry about that garbage anyway. We're not political, but all that to say is it's just wonderful to be alive, and if you can change your perspective, if that half empty glass, that all half empty, negative results, negative life, negative fruit, you can change your perspective. The stupid situation hasn't even changed, but your chosen perspective, that half full glass, positive thought, positive action, positive fruits, positive results, positive life. That's what we're doing here, and that old ancient, proverb, if you sow a thought, you reap an action. If you sow an action, you reap a habit. If you sow a habit, you reap a character. If you sow a character, you reap a destiny. Well, you're too busy making money, putting out negative, then you're complaining about the crime rate. Whose fault is it? So I happen to believe media got us here, and media can get us out. So that's why we're doing the show, folks. And we want to help you. We want to encourage you along the way. But the e-blast, though, that's always uplifting. If you go to welcomepartner.com, PARDNER.
Because we're in Texas, it's partner.
Partner.
Yeah.
Welcome, partner.
Yeah, look at the screen. I'm sure you're putting it on there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, welcomepartner.com. Well, then, connect with people, but it doesn't hurt to be connected. You know what I mean? DJ, people we knew claimed to have spent over $1 million in research. This was almost 13 years ago. And their findings, they claimed, was that 60% of Americans are most anxious when they're not on their phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what now I would say it's probably 90 at least, with the invention of TikTok and other platforms too. But where are they most of the time? They're on Facebook. So if you want to be encouraged, we usually do this on Tuesdays about 11 a.m. And 4 weeks ago, I was producing 10 TV shows a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm not doing that much anymore. No, quality of life. I'd rather do things like this. So it's wonderful to switch gears. Sometimes seasons end. I made that decision because I want to enjoy life more. And yes, I'm healthy, doing fantastic, and not even a threat of bad health. But it's just I'm changing seasons here. But live with DJ and Brant, that's something that I love to do. And now we're in multiple states on the most viewed platform on your phones, and that's Facebook. So the youngins may have gone on, but the wise ones, and especially businesses, you need to still be on Facebook, even though we're not always thrilled with some of the policies and issues. I don't think we'll be flagged for being positive. Who knows? But it's wonderful to see today, DJ. A lot of things are happening in the country right now. And the other night, what some are calling a debate, I call it an embarrassment, happened. And no matter what side of the aisle you're on, people are reacting to that. They're reacting on, they're holding on to more of their money. And that may be wise, but for an economy that is already facing some pretty big hurdles, hopefully not too much longer, but you need more business, and people need to be encouraged to do business with you. So with all that said, let's put out some positivity. Let's help each other. Shop local. Support your local businesses. If you have a friend that's a realtor, then when you're going to buy or sell a house, call your friend. If you have a friend that has a restaurant, you're going to go out to eat, go there. Support each other. Okay? All right? You've got national chains of billions of dollars, and they seem to like how much they talk about how much they hate our country. Well, why don't you shop local? Get back to all American loving people, no matter who you are, no matter what your background is. You can find common ground in loving your community, loving your family, loving your freedom while you have them, and and loving your country.
And if you're investing in your community, one easy way to do it is just to buy locally. And people say, well, I like to buy online. Your local businesses have the internet. You can buy from them on the internet.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they've got a website. You can buy. If not, pick up the phone and call them and they'll ship it to you, whatever you need to do.
Right.
And the e-blast, by the way, it's non-political, and because you can get that on every other medium, and we don't do that. Uh, However, I like to get into humor once in a while. And last week, the day of the debate, that morning on the e-blast, I took a picture of the two old geezers that would sit up in the balcony on Sesame Street.
Uh-huh.
So where I'm listening all the entertainment stuff that was going to happen that night. Well, of course, every station was going to carry the debate. So I put a picture of those old geezers, and nobody ever said anything about it, But that night I started watching the debate, and I was in bed because I get up no later than 1:30 weekdays in the morning. And so I was getting kind of tired. And honestly, uh, I felt relaxed, and I went to sleep during the debate. I, I used to do debate.
You didn't miss much.
You're fighting with somebody really in a debate, and I don't want to fight. I want to have fun. But the e-blast, if you're a grumpy person, you won't like it because we're happy people on there. We're sharing good thoughts about things. On Thursdays, we usually have pet day where people can post pictures of their pets. And this Thursday, of course, we won't have an e-blast because of the 4th of July. So we won't have another one until next Tuesday. But we're going to have one tomorrow. And we don't sell your information, but we try to make them fun. And also they're best read. I'm wanting us to get another mobile app. We had one a long time ago, and Brant and his wife are working on it for me. But otherwise, you can read it on a tablet. It looks better on a tablet or a laptop or PC. But it doesn't look as good on a phone right yet, and we're working on it. Just please stand by. But they're fun, and you'll find some stuff that you can quote. If you're in sales and you have some downtime, like maybe you're at a conference table and everybody's already talked and now nobody knows what to say. This will give you some table topics so you can say, hey, did you hear about such and such? Did you know about this? And they'll think you're just downright brilliant, and that's because you subscribed to that and I did all the work for you. You're welcome.
Hey,
You're
you
welcome.
did all the work. All the work.
The other day, Brant, I heard you mention something that reminded me of my childhood. Now, I'm going to use reverse because I'm going to tell you what happened in my childhood, and then you're going to remember the story I heard you tell. Okay?
Okay.
My dad and I, he brought me up, and I always told people we couldn't afford a mom for me. But when air-conditioned cars came out, everybody was driving around with their windows up, and so Daddy and I did that, and we were sweating like everything, but we were smiling and everything, and we had the windows up on the car. Now, think of a story you told the other day that's very similar to that.
I don't know.
The lady with her, she was carrying her TV remote.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a lady. This is when it was car phones were a new thing, and she wanted to look, successful, so she was driving with a remote control.
Yeah, that's like us and our windows up, and Daddy and I just felt like we were uptown doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's mind over matter. You can have fun no matter what. Well, I'm not going to say no matter what, but a lot of the times. And my brain is programmed, and I've been thinking about so many things you've brought up as you've been talking about different topics. and my mind just filters them differently, and I'm kind of entertained. In fact, on weekends I have to entertain myself. So, the way that
Well,
works.
unless you're at the gathering, which happens the second weekend of every
That's true. That's true.
month in Amarillo. There's another one coming up, the party place, and
It's on South Washington.
it's on South Washington.
Yes,
Okay.
we looked it up
Um, oh,
because
I'm glad you
we
did.
want to go to that one. So Sarah does our research and development at Welcome Partner, and so
Thank you,
she looked at.
Sarah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Sarah.
Thank you. Sister Sarah. Wasn't there a John Wayne movie called Sister Sarah? I don't know.
Yes, there was, but
Yeah.
that's another topic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? We encourage people to go to the gathering, and that's what we're doing. We're gathering people, positive people, and positive things. They say
Another one, you're going to feel loved. And
yeah.
I grew up Episcopalian, where you sat in your pew or knelt at your pew, and
Oh.
I every one of them I've gone to, I have felt loved, and I've seen people there that I knew. But yeah, thank
Well,
you.
you know what? John Lennon was right. All you need is love. Love manifests itself in so many wonderful ways, and some very pragmatic ways. We got to lift each other up, folks. You can't depend on your media to do it. You surely can't depend on your leadership to do it. It's up to us to lift each other up. And if we do that enough, then we can get into those spheres of influence and then begin to do that. Do that. I know that Amarillo has a great mayor, and Cole Stanley's an incredible man. He loves his people, and we need more people in leadership that love people and use things, not people who love things and use people. That's a theme that you hear pretty commonly as we talk. But DJ, I appreciate what you do for businesses on the local scale, and I think that as time goes on, people are going to need to be as creative as they can. We have a way to help everybody watching, whether it's encouragement or whether it's pragmatic marketing help for their businesses as they not only want to survive, but they want to thrive. I was able to thrive during the last pandemic, and it's because I do what I do and I help people where they are. You're able to help people where they are as well. And the various things that we can do to help you stay visible in your communities is very affordable. And again, it's just wonderful, when we can encourage people, but actually offer some real world tactical, so to speak, help, tactile and tactical marketing, if you want to call it that, help, so that you can thrive in a hostile environment. And so anyway, but it's encouraging. I just came back from Indiana working with the Amish,
I was
the free
hoping you
Amish
would bring
movement.
that up. Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah,
share a little bit about what happened?
I sure will.
Thank you.
Uh,
Take it away, Brant.
Take it away, Brent. Hey, I was invited. This famous author, Ivan Tuttle, was going to speak to the Amish a couple of months ago, and he told them about what I do with the piano and the keyboard and all that. When I do rock and roll shows, but I also do some worship. I do a lot of work. Well, it's always been a very special thing. My favorite thing is to do worship, and they took hold of that and combined with the words and ministry that was spoken and the worship, it started a movement. And it just amazes me. Very humbled, very honored to play for the Amish. He said, well, how'd you do that with no electricity? Well, these are the free Amish. They're free. And of course, the gentleman that leads this, Melvin, incredible man, had already been doing this type of thing for 20 years. He just had never stepped out quite like this. And what an incredible, mighty man who's paid quite a price to be free. He and his beautiful family have headed this up. And this thing, man, it kicked off. And next thing you know, Ivan's going to Pennsylvania. And of course, I just came back from Indiana an incredible time, incredible people. To my pleasant surprise, they knew every song I did, and they sang louder with more passion than any group of people I've ever done that with. And I mean, they really love the worship at the gathering, but such passionate, loud, love, wonderful singing was with the Amish. A lot of people don't understand the history there. They were born. They're Amish. You're born into the Amish. Okay, it's not. I'm going to go join the. You're born into that, and it's an offshoot of the Anabaptist, which they followed Martin Luther when Martin Luther broke away from the Catholic Church. Well, so many of the Anabaptists were massacred, and when it was clear that their movement was not going to stop, then the Pope at that time said, you can continue as long as you're quiet. So that's where that culture began. The quietness began from the Anabaptists who were being massacred, and they were giving clemency, so to speak, as long as they were quiet. So by the time they come to America, which they're part of the first people, that would settle America, that's where the culture comes from. So to go from being quiet, where you could actually be you could be reprimanded for laughter in your home, to being free and dancing and singing and being joyous and vocal and passionate about love and each other and faith. Wow, what a thing. I have a feeling they're going to lead the whole nation into that. And so anyway, what an honor to spend time with those people.
I didn't understand though. Were you able to play a piano there or what?
Keyboard, yeah, they use electricity.
Oh,
They still dress.
darling.
Yeah, they still dress Amish, and they still live, but they use vehicles, they use cell phones. They don't have a lot of coverage out where they are, but they use electricity. They're successful business people anyway. All the Amish have. Oh yeah. So anyway, but it's just
hear about this today, so thank you.
well, thank you. Well, it's another example, folks. If you step outside of your world, you're going to see a commonality that we are all the same. We may have different races, different colors of skin, which I think is beautiful. The beautiful tapestry of God is what I call it. But step outside of yourself, step outside of your comfort zone, and reach out to one another. Someone once famous once said, love one another, and nothing good comes from fear. So in a culture that profits from your fear and propagates fear, you can walk in the way of love, no matter if you're religious or not. You can walk in love, and you can be successful, passionate, and help others too.
Well,
Because true success is living through other people.
we're going into a holiday weekend, and a lot of
Yeah.
times people don't have family with them or whatever. But if you start feeling lonely, think about somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. They're going to come to your mind, and when you do, give them a call, a
Yeah.
text, send them a card. I'm more of a card and text person. And I have people who will call me, and it just means so much that they will call me. And but today already I've heard from several people that they went out of their way to reach out to me and tell me that they love me. And it's just, I mean, even my staff this morning, they started it off. And the blessings, you can give that much, and it means that much. It means that much. You just don't know what people are going through, and just anything kind that you can think of. And I talk to strangers all the time. When we lived up in Oregon, they want to put a net over me because they don't do that there. But stay in the grocery store or something, you got to do something to waste the time until you get up to the register. And I was talking to strangers, and they just didn't like that there. And I got back to Texas, and I can talk to anybody. I can go up and joke with them, put my arms around them, whatever. And it's just sharing yourself with somebody because you don't know what they're going through and you don't know how
No,
you bless them.
you
And
know, yeah,
be
you don't.
careful. Be careful. I'm not saying just go around mugging people, but
You can't hug everybody. What do you maybe you can't? You know, I just played a funeral of a
that's
saint,
right. Yeah.
a matriarch last week, and I saw people I haven't seen for so many years. But I found myself hugging them. I even kissed a couple of them on the cheek or the side of the head, and it's because I had to say, hey, I'm sorry, but let me tell you why I did that. It's because you never know. I don't always do that, you know that, but I do that with you.
Uh-huh.
You never know when it's the last time
For
you'll
either
see.
one of you.
You never know.
Hmm.
So I just something in me. I did not want to walk away from that time and not be satisfied that if I never saw them again, I greeted them in a way that shows I love them. And again, it's very important. And you never know what someone's going through. You may be the only text they get today. You may be the only call they get. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you think they're successful or wealthy or they're on top of the world. Let me tell you, I've known a lot of those people. A lot of those people are very lonely because there's very few people they can trust. And people are usually just want something from them. But be that person who calls not because you want something, but because you love them. And what you reap what you sow. Isn't it interesting how those principles are true after all? So we are sowing encouragement into you with nothing asked in return. And we want to encourage you and help you. And today, the first time we've been in multiple cities, what a joy. And I love you, DJ, and appreciate you. And folks, we look forward to seeing you next time.
I
Thank you,
love
DJ.
you, Brant Fricker.
I love you. I love that you love me. The
I'm going to
loving
go put
you.
on something purple now.
It just goes around and around. We'll share it.
Sherry, hello.
Hello, Sherry. Sweet Mama Sherry. Well,
Yeah.
share the love. I love you too, Mama. Talk to you later, folks.